Hi everyone, this is Veronica. Today we are going to talk about farm ponds. So what are these farm ponds? These are really necessary to know how they can transform the livelihoods of the farmers and how they are beneficial to the agricultural, and if they are being used in wrong ways, this concept, there is a need for the conceptual clarity of farm ponds to the farmers. We'll discuss in detail. This is our channel StudyIQ, and today is the last date of the discount, 16th August 2019, where we are giving you flat 60% off for the pen drive and Android courses. For additional information, you can visit our website or you can call on these numbers also. You can connect with me on Instagram and Facebook because I feel together we can make a huge difference. So now, what is the relevance of this topic in your exam? See, in mains, different types of irrigation and irrigation systems are necessary. Objective level, you should understand what is water harvesting, how we can conserve water, importance of water harvesting for water conservation. Now, the context in which we are studying it. See, recently Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he had talked about the need to implement innovative water management measures. Our country is in dire need of water management measures. As in a recent video, I talked about where India has been ranked at 13th by WRI, most water stressed state. So there is a need for innovative water management measures in our country. And he also stressed upon particularly the importance of rainwater harvesting, both at the levels whether it is conserved at household level or at community level. And one intervention that has been tried out in various states and needs to be taken up on a bigger scale is the construction of farm ponds. So here we will talk about farm ponds in detail. Now see, this is the farm pond, this is the agricultural field of the farmers, and this is how they can build the farm pond. So this is the farm, in between there is a pond. So pond is the collection of water where it has been collected, it has been constructed and structured in a way where we can store water. Now what is the issue? See, many parts of India are reeling under water stress. A number of peninsular regions, especially here we are talking about the peninsular India, have been facing recurring drought-like situations. This may be caused due to an increased variability of monsoons and rapidly depleting groundwater tables. See, groundwater tables, so in India, we people used a lot of water. We extract a lot of water from the groundwater resource, almost 95%, and we do not give it sufficient time to replenish. So here in particular, the peninsular regions I'm talking about are Bundelkhand, Vidarbha, Marathwada. So that is why, talking about the current situation, given this enormity of the crisis, Prime Minister explained the need to implement innovative water management measures, and this was recently at a NITI Aayog meeting. So he stressed on the importance of rainwater harvesting both at household and community levels. Now, what are the benefits of farm ponds? See, these structures are very cost effective. It enhances water control, contributes to agricultural intensification, and it also boosts farm incomes. Now, these ponds are financially viable plan with a fairly high internal rate of return. However, this is possible only if they act as rainwater harvesting structures and not as intermediate storage points for an increased extraction of groundwater or diversion of canal water. Now, what does the recent report says, or the recent studies which have been done on farm ponds? So what they indicate that farm ponds aid in superior water control through the harvesting of rainfall. And here we can even harvest, one is the rainfall water, other is your surface runoff, and even the subsurface flows. So some of them function exclusively as recharge points, contributing to groundwater replenishment, and they also helped in providing supplemental irrigation to Kharif crops in Kharif season and enhanced irrigation coverage to Rabi crops also. So the yield of paddy stabilized, thus contributing to greater food security, because the paddy fields, they need a lot of water. So talking about their retention capacity, so these farm ponds can retain water for 8 to 10 months of the year. So what does this mean? This means that the farmers could enhance cropping intensity and crop diversification within and across the seasons. So increase in area used to cultivate vegetables and other commercial crops will also be benefited. But See, these ponds are being used as intermediate storage points. So this accelerates groundwater depletion and increasing evaporation losses as the groundwater is brought to the surface and stored in relatively shallow structures. So this is a concern with farm ponds, because what farmers are doing, they are not using it for the cause it has been conceptualized. What they do, they take out the water from the groundwater through bore wells and they store it in the shallow farm ponds. So what is the loss here? One loss is groundwater is being used, it is depleting. Second is these shallow structure, the water gets evaporated. So ultimately we were thinking farm ponds will help the farmers, rather they're causing long-term damage. So at this moment, this is a concern that these ponds should not be used as storage points, because there's other provisions also. There's a need of inlet and outlet, but in the shallow structures these farmers are not using the inlets and outlets. Talking about Maharashtra government, they are promoting farm ponds under flagship program by offering a subsidy up to 50,000 per farmer. However, most of them are being constructed without inlet and outlet, and their walls are raised above the ground level by only a few feet. So they cannot arrest the excess runoff as there is no inlet. So they cannot be used effectively for rainwater harvesting. Further, what they are doing, farmers line them at the bottom with plastic. So when they make up this pond, the bottom is made of plastic. So what is the loss here? Restricting seepage and converting the ponds into intermediate storage points, because our aim is that water should seep deep into the ground, so the groundwater is also replenished. But when the farmers cover this with the plastic thing, then there is no more seepage and this pond is just acting as a storage point. So such farm ponds have an adverse impact on the water tables and accelerate water loss also. So this usual practice here is to lift water from a dug well or a bore well, store it in the pond and then draw it once again to irrigate the fields, often using micro irrigation. Now, what could cause obstruction and how we can stop it? Before talking about way ahead, we should know what is causing obstruction to this program of farm ponds. So offering a secure irrigation facility will intensify competition for extraction of groundwater from the aquifer. So in such cases, farmers fill up their farm ponds first when the canal is in rotation, and then they take it from the pond to the field. So this can obstruct the circulation of water. During canal rotation, what happens, these aquifers, they will get recharged because of the return of flow of water coming from the irrigated fields. This return flow benefits all, as most of the farmers access water through wells in this command. But if canals fill up the farm ponds first, it restricts their benefits only to the pond owners and in the long term reduces the overall return flow to the system. So now here, what is the conclusion? Conclusion is that canal rotation should be used, farmers should fill up their ponds, but this should take place in proper rotation where not just the farmers are being benefited but the whole community is getting benefited, because our main aim here is to recharge the groundwater, because groundwater belongs to everyone, so it should get replenished. So we can say that overall farm ponds can act as effective harvesting structures and also yield healthy financial returns, but if they are promoted merely for on-farm storage, so here the concern is that they should not be used as a mere storage points, but they could accelerate replenishment of the groundwater. Otherwise, it can reduce and it can cause water crisis in the countryside. So that is the main concern, that farm ponds should be used in a manner they are conceptualized. So if you have any queries regarding this, you can email me or on Instagram or Facebook. Thank you.